Hello everyone! Today we are starting to make some kimchi. I love kimchi. It's one of my favorite things to eat. I love it with rice, I love it with noodles, I love it with bulgogi, I love it by itself. But today we are going to start making some for at home from ourselves. Now, I know when some people make it, they quarter the heads like this and then they'll rub their kimchi base into it. I, however, like to cut mine up so it's already cut for when I start eating it. I like to let mine ferment on the counter for 3 days before I refrigerate it. So today we're starting with prepping it all and we'll be starting the fermentation. What I'm doing here is I'm chopping up 9 pounds worth of Napa cabbage. Once I have that finished, I will be rinsing it off to have it clean, drain the water out, and then I will be back here for our next step. Okie dokie. It's now all washed. I had to divide it into 2 bowls because 9 pounds is a lot, and you need to be able to get in there and muck around and massage it. So let's take this watch off. I have clean hands. Now for this part, you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of kosher salt and you're going to massage it into the cabbage. There we go. So we're going to put some in here, and then we're going to massage it in. We're going to put some in here and massage it in. My husband's the one who introduced me to Korean food after I moved to the States, and I absolutely love it. What we have to do now is massage this salt in, and after it's massaged in, we're going to let this sit for a couple hours, massaging it every 30 minutes. One day, I'm going to buy myself a really, really big bowl so I can do this all in one big bowl. Now, I know this is a lot, but generally, when I make this, I share it with my friends. I have some friends that look forward to my kimchi. We're going to add another layer of salt, and we're going to massage that in. Now, if you have sensitive hands, feel free to wear gloves to do this. I just personally prefer to do it with my bare hands. I hate the feel of gloves, and I like to know how my food is feeling when I'm working with it, especially dough. Kimchi, you know, it takes time to do because it's a lot of chopping and mixing and stuff, but it's so worth it. Homemade is so much better than the stuff you get in the jars at stores. And it's so good for your tummy. All those good probiotics and everything else in there to help with your gut health. We're going to sprinkle the last of the salt in, and then we're going to massage it in as well. After you have all the salt massaged in, you're going to sit it on the counter, covered, and let it rest while you start prepping everything else. Our cabbage is covered and it's sitting and resting. In 30 minutes, the timer will go off and I'll go over and massage it. While we wait for that, let's start on the pudding mixture. So for this, you need 2 cups of water. And to that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of rice flour, Chapssal-garu. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it properly. If you know how, please let me know in the comments. I mean, no offense by mispronunciation. But we're going to take the glutinous rice flour, 3 tablespoons of it, and we're going to mix it with this water. This is going to become part of our kimchi sauce. You're going to whisk this together until there's no lumps. Then we're going to take it to the stove and we're going to heat it until it thickens. After it thickens, we're going to let it cool. Okay, let's move to the stove. I have our porridge mixture on the stove. We're going to stand here and stir it at a medium high until it thickens, and then we will sit it aside and let it cool. While it cools, we'll start chopping our vegetables and slowly get everything together while we wait on the cabbage. There we go. As you can see, our porridge has thickened. As it cools, it will get thicker. So we're going to sit this on the back of the stove, and we're just going to leave it alone for now. Well, my camera and I had a little bit of a disagreement here. I thought that it should be recording, and it thought, nah, let's just mess with you today. So unfortunately, I did not capture everything I added to my food processor. So I'm just going to have to tell you what I did. I added an Asian pear that was cored, an apple that had been cored. I added a big thumb of ginger, a half a cup, so between 15 and 20 garlic cloves. That makes half a cup. I added half a cup of fish sauce and a tablespoon of Dashi, and blended till it was all smooth. Oh, I also added a small onion quartered. All you want to do is put it in your blender, and you want to beat it and process it till it's all nice and smooth and broken down. To this, we are going to add our porridge that has cooled and thickened. While I was processing everything and thought the camera was rolling, I was telling y'all how I had studied kimchi recipes for 2 years before I was brave enough to start making my own. At first, I followed other people's recipes to a T, and I tried out different recipes because there is a lot of different recipes for kimchi. There's not just one specific recipe. It's amazing how each person makes it their own. It's got the same base, but it's their own. It's their family's tradition. And then after I studied them for a couple years and made a couple different ones, I finally had the courage to whip together one that I liked that would be hopefully eventually my family's kimchi recipe. Some people put oysters and fermented shrimp paste and stuff in theirs. I don't do that because one of my friends who enjoys my kimchi is allergic to shellfish. So I try to keep mine allergen friendly for him. Okay, I'm just adding 2 cups of Gochu-garu. I hope I am saying that right. To this, and I'm going to mix it up. And once this is mixed, we're going to set it to the side. We're going to start cutting up our veggies to add to this. The alarm has gone off, so I have gone over, I have massaged the cabbage and put the covers back on it and set the timer for another 30 minutes. To our kimchi, we want to add 10 spring onions, green onions, whatever you call them. You just cut them up, put them in there. What I've done is cut them in 2 to 3 inch long batons, and then I am just quartering each of those cuts and then toss them in that mixture. We're going to do this until we have them all chopped up and mixed in. We are going to chop up some Asian garlic chives. I've also seen these called Chinese garlic chives. Now, if you don't have access to them, because I know some places you don't, you could just use normal chives, but I try to get these when I can. Thankfully, in Sioux City, there's a little Asian market where I can get some of the things I need. Not everything, but enough that I'm happy. I have peeled the skin off of a daikon and cut it into easier to cut segments. And right now, I'm cutting them into little rectangles, so it's going to be easier to julienne to add these to our kimchi base. I love specialty grocery stores and all the interesting things you can find there. Cooking has always been a passion of mine. And when I first married my husband and moved to the States, and he took me to a grocery store and I seen that spice aisle, it was like heaven opened up and the angels were singing, ah! And it was amazing, all the different things that I had never tried before. And he was really cool. He was only you know, an infantryman and a specialist. But every pay, he let me buy something new that I had never cooked with before so I could experiment with it and try the flavors out. And I don't know if he knows how much I appreciated that he done that for me. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to start working on my carrot. I have washed and peeled some carrots and cut them into planks so that I can do a nice simple little julienne cut on those and get them in our mixture. All these veggies just make it so much better. Now, I know some people might want to cheat and just go buy the julienned bags of carrots from the grocery store. I wouldn't do that because you're making a fermentation and you don't know what all they're putting in with those carrots to keep them fresh. So just take the time and just cut them. I'm sure you could do it on a mandolin, or I think there might be an attachment to a food processor to make it quicker and easier. I like to do everything by hand if I can. We're just going to chop this carrot into matchsticks, julienne it. We're going to throw that in our mixture. We've done our second massage on our cabbage. We have one more to go before we rinse it and mix everything together. Our 2 hours is up. As you can see, 9 pounds shrunk a lot. It's gone down to 1 bowl. After the 2 hours, I rinsed it repeatedly in cold water to get rid of all the excess salt, and then we squished out excess water. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix in our kimchi sauce that we made. Now, if you are sensitive to peppers, wear gloves when you do this. I am not sensitive with peppers because I've just always made it by hand since I've started making it. So you're just going to get your hands in here and you want to make sure this is mixed really good. Massage it in together. You want every piece of that cabbage to be coated in that kimchi sauce. See, it looks delicious. And it's so good for you. Now, if you're enjoying my content or you'd like to support me, just subscribe, hit the little bell down at the bottom, and it'll notify you when I post new videos. Comment and let me know, do you love kimchi? And if so, what are some things you love in your kimchi? Do you have a favorite dish that is Korean? Okay. I don't have a special kimchi jar to ferment my kimchi in, so I am going to fill some ball jars. I'm making a mess, but that's okay. And then I have these lids. Tommy, come lift one of these lids for people to see. I have these lids. They're from Ball. They're made for fermenting. The top of them breathes. So all I got to do is screw them on, sit this on the counter, and let it ferment for the 3 days. Because those lids will burp themselves. I don't have to worry about coming back and burping them every day. Well, I filled all of my glass containers that I have the burping lids for. So now I'm just going to put some in a deli container, and I'll just have to keep burping this one. Usually I share this with my friend Brian, my chosen sister Kaya. They love it. They asked me to post this recipe so they could make it themselves. So Brian and Kaya, this is for you guys. I hope you do try it and that you have as much fun making it for yourselves as I have making it for you. Hopefully some of my local friends enjoy kimchi and I could share this with some of my new friends. As you can see, Tom's been wiping down the jars for me and putting them over there on the counter out of direct sunlight, and they will sit there for 3 days. The kimchi has sat on the counter and it has done its thing for 3 days, and we are bubbling and brewing over here. Oh, I don't know if they can hear it. One thing I forgot to tell you all is while you are fermenting it on the counter, put it on a tray, because if not, you're going to have liquid all over your countertops. I forgot to. We had to clean up a mess and then put it on the tray, and these are kimchi gone wild. It is alive and it is ready to go in the refrigerator for a couple days. I'm going to have Tommy open this jar, and then he can try it and let y'all know what he thinks of it. And if any of my local friends enjoy kimchi or have never tried it, let me know, because I do have a couple spare jars.
All right, here we go. as I'm just flinging it all over the place here. Mm. That crunch is so good. The flavors, that's amazing. I really, really love that.
Okay, so if you love kimchi, the recipe is in the description box down below, so you'll have the instructions and the full recipe for this one. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, share my videos. Love y'all. Mwah.